doing, Alex? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, it's great to have you back on Leaving the Ring. It's always a pleasure, brother, when you come on and speak to us here on the radio. So, Alex, there's so many rumors kicking off about you at this moment. And I've met you plenty of times, and you're a great guy, man. And I will sometimes go when I hear these rumors, I'm like, man, why is this happening to Alex? You know, Now there's rumors they're saying that you're out of the Manny Pacquiao camp. That there's been some distress between you and Freddie Roach. Is there any of it true, or is this just some stuff that are just kicking off like back in junior high school?
Yeah, it's always got to be something that gets stirred up. I don't know. Maybe it's good for. I don't know what it's good for, but I think you always have to kind of look at the source. If you look at, I mean, these things, for whatever reason, they snowball. When it was Floyd and Mayweather Sr. who made the first accusation about steroids against Manny, and look where that went. And I mean, really seriously, Floyd Mayweather Sr. And then now this one was started by Miguel Diaz. I can only think, when you get into your 90s, sometimes you get confused with what's reality or what might be going on in your head. But my assumption is that maybe he got confused with him getting fired with Mia Donna, and he thought that was me being fired. I really don't. I can't. I'm an educated guy, but I just can't speak rationally about the things that Miguel Diaz says he does.
Can you clarify for us what happened with Amir Khan and the camp and you guys parting ways?
Freddie and I are two separate entities. I'm an independent contractor. I'm hired generally by the fighter. 2 months prior to camp starting, I told Amir that, I'm an independent contractor. If you still want me to be your conditioning coach, this is what it's going to be. And he said, oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel better with you working for me because then, I know that you'll give me more individual time. And, so we spoke about this when we were in the Philippines. I gave the contract to his uncle, and his uncle then forwarded to whomever. And, of course, nothing was done. They just procrastinated. Oh, don't worry, mate, we're going to get it to you, mate, your ass, and the whole time. And next thing you know, we're at the week of the fight, and I still have no paperwork signed. So I had Amir sign it there. I told him that his people didn't, drop the ball on it. But, leading up to that conversation, there were so many things that weren't prepared for us when we were there, so he kind of understood, and he signed the paper. The paper was then stolen out of my room. I just recently found out, unfortunately, that it was Amir who orchestrated them stealing it. He sent his friend, I guess, Saj, his receptionist and assistant, to go and take the contract out of my room. Why they took the other contract, I'm not sure of, but that's what I've come to find out.
Well, wait. So you're telling me he went and signed something with you and later decided not to confront you about it, but said, you know what, I made a mistake. Let's take that contract back without him even knowing.
Well, the problem is that he was so scared that he was going to get in trouble, by his father, and maybe that's what made him do that. I can only speculate. I can't really even tell you because when I told him, I said, you know how your people are about disclosing amounts and paying and stuff like that. And he goes, yeah, true that. And then he says, listen, I give you my word, man. If I have to, I'll get my own account, and I'll have money funneled into it and pay you. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. I go, do you hear what you're saying?
Right.
I go, now you wonder why I got to get this signed? And so maybe, just the fear of the repercussions of him signing something, without their consent, maybe freaked him out. I'm not really sure.
But there's rumors about you guys kind of splitting. Can you speak to your relationship with Manny? You're going to be involved in this camp, and are you still his conditioning guy?
Of course. Manny and I have been together almost 4 years. Again, you have to really consider where it came from. It came from Miguel Diaz. I know that Miguel's upset that I made him sit on the floor during the Margarito fight, but you got to get over it. I can't really speak intelligently about what his motives were, or But I can only assume from talking to Manny last night, because Manny his assumption was that I got fired from Wild Card. And then from what Freddie had told me, he told me that Michael Kahn had called him, and this was a while back, and said that, Manny felt that a cut man was more important than a conditioning coach. So we kind of knew something was up, but no. So Manny and I sat down. He really, he was really short about it. I told him, I said no. I said Miguel Diaz is telling everybody that I'm not working the corner, and he said, who's Miguel Diaz? And I said, Miguel, the cut man. And he says, who? He goes, oh. He goes, huh? And then he says, well, hey, did you get everything packed? All the training equipment? And I said, yeah. And he went into that right away. And we at that point, if Manny doesn't know about it, Manny doesn't care about it, there's no sense for me into giving it any more energy than it really deserves. So we just moved on from there. And then he said, we'll meet at the press conference and so on and so forth. So
everybody always asks, and you might laugh at this, what's in the shake? Everybody wants to know.
I know, Alex. Come on, man. I'm over here trying to get my body all in shape and everything too.
I'm trying to get bigger.
Well, I tell you what. Manny and I were starting our website, and at the end of the month we're going to have a launch, and everybody can go there to the website, find out what vitamins he's taking, what protein shakes. You can leave questions for myself and Carrie Tom, who's also my partner. She's a registered dietitian, and we're going to address and answer everything, and we're just going to finally put it out there.
Oh, that would be great, yeah. And Alex, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And as long as we keep getting those rumors, it's always entertaining to get you back on and clear them up.
Well, hopefully we'll do it when it's good rumors, not bad ones.
Well,
I don't know if there's such a thing. If there's such a thing as good rumors, or about me anyway.
Final prediction. I'm curious. What do you think? What's your guess? That's going to be the big storyline of this. It'll be Fight Camp 360 as opposed to 24/7. What do you expect? Is it going to be the usual chaos? Is it going to be Manny's really focused this time? What do you expect?
Gabriel, it's going to be Manny Pacquiao and his cap going into Alex Ariza, still in his contract.
Well, yeah.
Oh wow, man! I hate to speculate. I already have sleepless nights already. I don't want to think about that as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Cool, man. I look forward to talking to you again, and good luck with camp.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me, guys. And again, I want to thank everybody out there that emailed me and was supporting me, with everything that was going through, especially the rumors and stuff like that. You never really realize that I've even had people that say, I'm not really crazy about you, but I hope, you didn't deserve that and stuff like that. So, but thanks to everybody. I really, really do appreciate it, and support like that when stuff is out there is huge.